So, as they say in Jamaica, soon come, all right? Soon come. This is a great day. This is a great day. This is not just a good day. This is a great day. Philadelphia Education Fund, are you in the house? Eastern State, are you in the house? 12 Plus, are you in the house? Zente, are you in the house? Community Behavioral Health, are you in the house? Northern Children's Services, are you in the house? Musicopia, are you in the house? Philadelphia Youth Network, in the house. Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, are you in the house? Health Promotion Council, are you in the house? Is there anyone that I have not mentioned who is in the house?
All
right. Okay. And there you have it. Friends and family are here to celebrate a recently announced very significant grant from PCCD, the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency, to 61 organizations in the city of Philadelphia. Yes. Clap that up. All right, as the sign rolls away, all right? Totaling $23 million. And what is this for? This is for stopping the violence in our communities by investing in our communities. I'm going to say that one more time. Right. Stopping the violence in our communities by investing in our communities. All right? With those organizations, the young lady sitting in the car, she's clapping. Thank you very much. I see you. I see you. I see you. We have believed for years that it is the investment in neighborhood-based organizations, people who are on the front line, who know how to address the issues of violence in our neighborhoods. And we've proved our assertion correct, okay? We have proved that correct. You hear a lot of folks run around talking about reductions and reductions and reductions, which is an appropriate affirmation of the fact. What we have to do is provide the color in that conversation. And this is it right here. These neighborhood-based, community-focused organizations have done the work to reduce the violence in our communities and to breathe hope and life and opportunity into communities that were struggling for far too long. That's why we're here celebrating. $23 million out of $61 million all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. $23 million is coming into the city of Philadelphia to many of these organizations gathered here and to some who could not be here. And is Kelly Green here? Kelly from Philly Truce?
Philly Truce.
Philly Truce? Who's that? Who's that? Come on, brother. Talk about it. We're going to introduce one of the organizations, Philly Truce, who has been on the front line doing the good work. Just to say briefly about the good work that you're doing, bro.
Absolutely. Thank you, Senator.
Step up here.
All right, so yeah, I'm Mazi Kasher, co-founder and presently board chair of Philly Truce. So our mission is driving the impacts of sustainable black manhood. We do that primarily through a program called Peace Patrol. With this particular award, we are deepening that approach to something we call Peace Patrol Academy, where we've been able to move from working with returning citizens and justice impacted individuals from 6 to 8 week cohorts now to 6-month cohorts, with funding built in for training such as certified peer specialists, certifications, and things of that nature. So it's a great day for us. We're very appreciative, and we will continue doing the work.
Great, thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are in Senator Art Haywood's district. Chairman Harris, come on up here, bro. All right, thank you. We are in Senator Art Haywood's district. We have done several of these announcements in Senator Haywood's district. I remember one of the earlier ones, we were at a nearby church, okay? I believe it was an outside announcement.
It was.
And we talked about how we need to galvanize this effort forward. Senator Haywood, you've been a stalwart champion of this initiative and making sure that we push neighborhood organizations first. Please come on up and talk to the people. Senator Haywood.
Thank you. So certainly want to thank you, Senator Hughes and Senator Williams, all my colleagues for making the funding happen. And it's true that we always believe that by funding the organizations on the ground doing the work, that we can reduce gun violence. And here in the Northwest, we're at historic lows not seen since the 1960s. And we did that in part by funding organizations that were disrupting beefs between people. We did it in part by funding organizations that were hitting the high crime, high litter streets. 300 blocks were cleaned with this type of funding. We did it in part by funding organizations that provide trauma-informed care and trauma-informed advice. We did it in part by having job fairs, over 20 job fairs for individuals so they could see a path forward. And what we have believed most wholeheartedly is two things. One, everyone has dignity and worth. No matter where you come from, no matter what your condition is, everyone has dignity and worth. And whether that's even a victim of crime, in which I know Northwest Victim Services, but also those trying to disrupt and bring those who are at high risk into a more productive life. The last thing I would like to share that we believe is that we believe that love is a strategy for change. And love is a strategy for change because we know that all of these neighborhood organizations love individuals. They're bringing their love to individuals who have been victims, who have been survivors, bringing love to those who need to change their lives. And I want you to also know that the legislators here with me also bring that love to the General Assembly. And it's that love for our neighbors that allows us to fight for this kind of funding, whether it's for public education, but particularly here to reduce the violence in our neighborhoods. So again, I can't thank all of you all enough. Just remember, our love for our neighbors has and continue to be a huge force for change. And as Senator Hughes says, this funding is to help us sustain what we began. We can't keep it going and drop off. And this is a commitment to continue the investments. Thank you so much. Now, I would now like to introduce Melanie from Northwest Victim Services. She has been the leading force for trauma-informed care, the leading force for advocacy for gun violence survivors, the leading force, and has been so for several decades. We have been able to provide some financial support to her, not as much as has been requested, but still along the way of making a difference for our community. Melanie, please come up.
Melanie.
Thank you so much, Senator Art Haywood. So we serve those in the 5th, and I want my staff to come stand with me, in the 5th, 14th, 35th, and 39th police districts. See this? 3. Forget about executive director. Titles mean nothing. I'm an advocate, true to heart. See this? We work after hours. See this? We work on the holidays. See this? We work on the weekends. What that means is love. That's right. We love on everybody, whether your case makes the news or not. Yep. We're gonna call you. We're gonna love on you. We're gonna treat you with respect, empathy, and we understand that those who are affected by crime, they are the experts in what happened to them. They lead, we listen, we follow, and we provide the services that is needed. We love you, and guess what? You can contact us anytime. You ready for this? 267-808-0350. You contact me, I'm gonna contact my advocates, and we're ready to work. But wait, I work just as hard as they do. We're a team, and we love on those who need services. So I thank you so much to PCCD. I thank you to all of the elected officials. I thank Philly 6, Allison, where you at? We work together. I thank the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office, the Philadelphia Police Department, Temple Health, and Einstein. We have to work together to make a difference in the city of Philadelphia. Thank you.
Thank you. Look at that. Look at that. We are, over the lifespan of the VIP program, we're getting close to $400 million that have been distributed across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. That is no insignificant feat since the inception of this program to where we are now. One of my co-members of the Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency is Chairman Jordan Harris. When he got there, he picked up the baton and has been a great partner in advocating for this program and programs like this to make sure that the money is getting down into the neighborhoods and into the communities. Please welcome the Majority Chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, Jordan Harris. You got notes, man. What are you doing with notes, man? You ain't supposed to
Good afternoon. As Senator Hughes said, I'm State Representative Jordan Harris. I represent my neighbors in South and Southwest Philly as State Representative of the 186th District, and I serve the Commonwealth as the Majority Chairman of the House Appropriations Committee. So glad to be here with so many of you. Glad to be in my colleague's district, Representative Andre Carroll. We were actually just doing a tour of the Pennsylvania School of the Deaf, not too far from here. Is it okay? I got you. I see what we can do. All right, I see what we can do. That's right. Also glad to be here. I see Senator Haywood is here, and my big brother, Senator Anthony Williams, is here. I'm grateful to all of the advocates and folks who actually do the work every day to keep our community safe, being here with us today. As Senator Hughes said, not only do I serve as chairman of the Appropriations Committee in the House, but I am a member of the board of the Commission on Crime and Delinquency. And the $65 million that was awarded statewide represents about 177 projects. 23 million of that 65 million came right here to the city of Philadelphia, with 61 of our projects being funded. Philadelphia, we are seeing a huge decrease in crime, and I'm grateful for all of the work that everyone is doing here. But the truth of the matter is that one death is too many, and that if your loved one was the one who was most recently killed, in your heart, crime is up 100%. Yeah. And so regardless of what the numbers tell us, we still have work to do. And that's why the funding that we receive and that we're advocating for was helpful then, it's still helpful now, and we're going to still need it tomorrow. Because keeping our community safe, it's not a luxury, it's not a nice to have, but it's a must have. No one in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania should have to walk around their community and feel unsafe. No family, no parent should have to bury their child. No family should have to bury their loved one. And the incidents of gun violence that we see across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania aren't normal. Yes. And we will never succeed the point that they're not normal. It will never become normal in our communities for gun violence and for any violence to happen. Amen. And we'll continue to advocate every single day until violence is eradicated in total throughout all of Pennsylvania. That's right. There you go. And so I'm proud of this work. I'm proud of the investment, but I'm more proud that this is more about government getting out of the way and letting communities that we know how to do the work, do that work. And so that's what this is. Our job is to provide funding, but then our job is to get out of the way and let the folks who we know how to address the issues. We can pontificate in Harrisburg all day, but what we know is that this works. And so for those who look at the number and criticize and question why, well, it works. And in my mind, when something works, you keep doing it.
That's right.
And quite honestly, when it works, we try to double down on how much of an investment we can do. And so I'm glad to be here. I thank my colleague for bringing us all together to celebrate a victory of a sense in receiving the funding, but also to recommit ourselves to the work that continues to need to be done. Just a few days ago, at the corner of 21st and Wharton in my district, someone lost their life. And so while I'm happy about this, I know we still got more work to do. And one of the folks doing the work down in my area, Brother Radi, is here from the Reawakening Agency, which received $21,000 in a VIP grant this round. Want him to come on up, talk about the great work that he's doing in my neighborhood and all across Philadelphia. Thanks, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Radi Hammett. To the senators and the representatives, everyone that's here today, it's a pleasure to be standing here. My name is Radi Hammett, the founder and the president of the Reawakening Agency, which is a nonprofit organization who helps people who are transitioning back into society. What does that mean? People who are formerly incarcerated. You're looking at someone who's formerly incarcerated. I've been home now, free man, for 11 years. You know, yes, give it up for me. So what we want to do is we want to eliminate the barriers that people face when they make that transition back into society. What are those barriers? Those barriers can be anything from hygiene, from employment, transportation, housing, things of those natures. Also, we want to allow our people to get engaged back into the community. Community engagement. Let people see where they messed up at, right? How can we right our wrongs by getting back and engage with the community? We have a program called the Same Day Workday Program, which is through the city of Philadelphia, which we allow people to actually get money and cash in their pockets when they come home to beautify the community in the city of Philadelphia. We are definitely grateful to work in the 186th district alongside Jordan Harris, and just to be able to let people see that, you know what, the best apology that we can show is our changed behavior. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And on top of that, we want to eliminate and cut down every recidivism rate. I don't know if you know, but over 60% of people go back to prison within 3 years. Why is that? There's a lot of barriers that people face. We want to eliminate those barriers, and me standing here right now was a blessing in disguise, and it lets people know that, you know what, change is possible. Thank you very much.
So let me talk about some of these numbers here. In Philadelphia, as of May, total offenses down 7%. Homicides down 38%. Violent offenses down 7%. Property offenses down 7%. Drug offenses down 29%. Give these folks a round of applause, please. Give yourselves a round of applause. Those numbers are real. Those numbers are very real. It's the work that's been done, but as Chairman Harris said, it is the work that still must be done. 464 organizations across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania sought a total of more than $158 million. We had $62 million to give out. So that means we got to do our work to increase the funding. And Governor Shapiro, Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, has essentially called for about a 10% increase. And Jordan, you know, 10%, when we get 10% increase in Harrisburg, that's a big thing, okay? It's usually only ones and twos, maybe a three every once in a while. But if we're able to get a 10% increase, we're able to step into these numbers that still exist. One of the individuals that did one of the first convenings of all of us together, and he'll speak to that in a moment. It wasn't in South Philadelphia, Chairman Harris. It was in West Philadelphia. All right. But you know, my mom's from South Philadelphia, so you know how we roll. All right. My good friend and colleague who helped convene, I believe Governor Wolf was there, right? Okay. Senator Anthony Williams from the 8th Senatorial District. Senator Williams, come on up, brother.
Thank you, Chairmen Harris and Hughes, for allowing us to shine a little light on the current situation. I want to give a context, though, because we stand on the foundation of people who did this work well before we did this work. So I want to remind you, those of you who are too young to know this, Philadelphia was the murder capital, gang murder capital of the nation. Before the Crips and the Bloods, Philadelphia led the nation in homicides as it relates to gang violence in America. Benny Swan is a person who created an organization called Crisis Intervention. But before Benny Swan, I want you to understand how this works. Blanche Nixon, a woman about 4'7", mom in the neighborhood, walked out in the street corner and said, "Get off the street corner." She had no power, she had no position, she had no money, she had no privilege. What she did do was organize mothers across Philadelphia to say, enough is enough, and we're not going to have our babies killing one another. After that, Benny and others in government decided to organize themselves, got organized, created Crisis Intervention, and I want to tell you, within 2 years, we went from the leading the nation to 0 gang homicides. About the beginning of COVID, there was a national epidemic of violence as it relates to people in cities across America. Philadelphia was not the exception. Unfortunately, a leader in that regard. And I'm saying this to everybody who's sitting home and thinks they're going to sit home on May the 19th. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. What I'm going to tell you, though, for everyone who grumbles about what politicians don't do, look at what we do.
Yeah.
We had Governor Wolf, who's not from our neighborhood, then Attorney General Josh Shapiro, who's not from our neighborhood, in a General Assembly, which, with all due respect, fights to hold on their guns more than they fight to hold on anything else, convene a collection of council members, state reps, state senators, to say, Governor, what is it that we're going to do to support our communities in ways that we've never done that? We got to manifest it. We can't keep going to prayers and teddy bears and flowers. We got to actually do an action point. To Governor Wolf's credit, he sat with our chairman of appropriation and they carved out a plan to bring millions of dollars for the first time across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And by the way, Philadelphia is not the only place that suffers from this plague. Philadelphia just happens to be the biggest city in Pennsylvania. And I want people to understand this is not about the money. So for everyone who's gathered here today, be clear. This is pennies on the dollar. This ain't dollars on the dollar. Nobody here is getting rich from doing this work.
That's right.
And in fact, what they're doing is unfortunately sometimes walking into uncomfortable situations, having uncomfortable conversations with families that sometimes should have already had those conversations. So Mama and Daddy, guess who Uncle and Auntie are right here today. Out of that gathering came a plan that many of us prayed would work because we knew what would happen if it didn't work. They would say we wasted money. But what we discovered was, as Senator Hughes mentioned, if you invest in these neighborhoods, there's a return on a young man who has his jeans around his ankle. There's a return on investment around a young lady who doesn't necessarily have the appropriate speech to talk. And what you find is the transformation of those young people housed in my brother back there. People who want to redeem themselves and do something productive, but just don't know how to do it. So we're not gathered by community activists today. We're not gathered by organizations. We're gathered by angels and saints. People who've taken their time, their commitment, their desire, their intellect, their drive, their compassion. And by the way, one of the most important things in America today, our humanity for one another. And they put it on the line. I'm grateful for the work that they're doing. I'm grateful, by the way, it ain't easy for Chairman Hughes or Chairman Harris to walk into the budget room and start talking about sending money to Philadelphia on anything, let alone this thing. So first of all, before I leave, let's give them a round of applause for their work. I got to tell y'all something, an inside story too, an inside joke. So Vince is kind of known for his You know, there's CP time and then there's Vincent Hughes time. Okay. Apparently you're rubbing off on the other chairman. So,
Was that an event? I was with the kids.
you were in his district on the same tour. He was here on time. Stop. We're not going to do family facts. We're not going to do family. Right, we're not gonna
It's around the corner.
It's around the corner. Man. But anyway, I gotta give a shout out before I don't know who I'm assigned to, but I want to give a shout out.
You got a Carolyn Donnell.
Oh, you got the right one.
Right.
All right.
You
All right.
though.
All right.
Okay.
I did.
All right. I think so.
I appreciate that. All right. So I want to tell you this. I'm a member of a congregation. I don't want to brag about them, but for those of us who happen to be Christians, we know that God's work was not done in the temple. Right. God's work was done outside the temple. Amen. God interacted with all sorts of people that people would say, you know, are reprobates, people that you shouldn't hang around with, right? But the best work of this church, the church I happen to be affiliated with, is done in neighborhoods. And I'm grateful that they're represented in this. And by the way, no inside baseball. I ain't write no letter. I ain't do no like, hey, Vince, hey, Jordan, you got to do this. Their work stood for themselves. And I appreciate that. They're represented here by, y'all just have Terry Donald. This is Reverend Terry to me.
It's okay, well, fine.
She happens. I am not going to go to church on Sunday talking about Executive Director Terry. No, this is Reverend Terry from Community Compassion. If she'd come on up, please.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Senator Williams, Senator Hughes. Really thank everyone for this opportunity. I'm with the Community of Compassion CDC, and we are, our motto is to develop the community with compassion. And with this funding that we're getting from PCCD, we are entering a new program called Conflict to Careers, which is really a violence prevention program with workforce development to really help to address the root causes of, you know, the violence that's out there. We can take away the guns and everything, but we have to really address the root problems, which is, you know, unemployment, the trauma that that people receive. And so what our program is going to do is a 12-month program, and it's going to be working with Alex Imbot, who can come up with me. This is with the Community Grocer. What we find is that if we work together, it's just not our organization, but we're working with the Community Grocer, which is in our community, which is doing great things. And we're going to be doing apprenticeships and developing people to have careers in culinary arts and retail management, and also reducing barriers like childcare and, you know, transportation and things of that nature, really to help build our community. And we're building inside first within our community and then going outside, so that our community will build and that there will be generations of building up West Philly. Because, you know, some people say that West Philly, you know, different things that happen in West Philly with violence. I saw on
West is the best.
I saw something on Instagram that said Cobbs Creek is the second most violent city community in the area in Philadelphia, and I was like, what? That's not going to happen under our watch. So our program is really to help to build that, to address those root causes, and to build up the community. So thank you again for this opportunity.
Please welcome to the microphone now. We're in his community. So Northwest is the best. You can say that, all right? Northwest is the best.
Northwest is the best.
Northwest is the best. All right. Germantown work. That works. Okay.
One more time.
State. So, and just again to provide some context to this, there's a level of joy here because a point is being proven. Okay, that if we listen to the community and we work with the community and we utilize our positions of responsibility in the legislature and drive those resources to the community will respond. And that's important to tell the whole story. Now, that doesn't mean the story stops. That means that we still have an increase. We're trying to make sure we secure in Harrisburg with the support of Governor Shapiro and Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis. We're looking at an increase, but it ain't done yet, family. All right, we got to advocate for it. All right, and Jordan and I will let a little insider baseball out here. There is no budget crisis in Harrisburg. There is no budget crisis in Harrisburg. The sky is not falling. In fact, we're running $992 million above the projection of where we're supposed to be. So that means we've got a few ducats laying around. Oh, that's cash, in case you didn't know. All right? We got a few dollars laying around, so this should be a non-issue in terms of making the investment. But everybody's voice has got to be lifted up. Everybody's voice has got to be lifted up. We're in his town. They call it Germantown. I made that rhyme right there. Right. State Representative Andre Carroll.
Thank you, Chairman. First and foremost, I do want to thank my colleagues for gathering with us today, and I also want to say thank you to the community organization who show up each and every single time that there's an incident, even before and some of the incidents that we don't know of. The thing that I'll say is that it's been mentioned earlier that today is a victory. It is a victory because although we recognize that Philadelphia is the biggest contributor to our state's budget, oftentimes we don't receive those dollars back. But because of the fight of our appropriation chairmen, both Hughes and Harris, we're seeing $23 million come back to the city. That is a victory and that is a win. When we talk about saving our neighbors, our babies, and our community members, this is what it looks like. These community organizations behind us, often when we talk about first responders, are the entities that are left out of the conversations. When we're talking about preventative methods and intervention, it is these organizations that do that work. When, I got elected a little less than 2 years ago. I've been a state representative for 20 months, and I would not like to share how many visuals I've been to, how many funerals I've been to because of violence. But what I can tell you is that, when I'm having the town hall and community members are saying that, we're losing resources in our community for our young people, my office and my staff does an amazing job putting things together. More recently, just less than a month ago, we had a youth expo at Lonnie Young Rec Center, and as we concluded the event, there was a shooting. The same reason that sent us to Lonnie Young to put on that event is the same incident that occurred at the end of that event. But what I can say, even when we hear numbers like 38% reduction in homicides, one of the things that we're not seeing when it comes to this General Assembly is any reduction in this commitment to making sure that our people in this city is safe. And that is what this is about. I'll end there because I think it's more important that we hear from community members and folks who've been impacted by this violence. So I would like to introduce to some and reintroduce to others Angela Wade, a community member from this district.
Angela.
Good morning, all. I just want to say thank you for all the representatives, to everybody who came out here, and give a special thanks to Melanie Nelson. This work is meaningful. I thank God for everybody who's out here doing the work. We need it. Forgive me, I get emotional because my son was murdered 2019. He was a coach for Philadelphia youth basketball. He was a mentor. And, it's Mother's Day, and it's heavy. It's heavy. So shout out to all the mothers and all the mothers who live in this space like I live, where I live at. And it never gets old. The pain is real, In spite of all of this, we still have that void that's never filled. But we have these organizations that continuously pour out to us. Melanie, she never stops checking on me. And it's 6 years for my son, and she is relentless. Northwestern is relentless in their work, how they pour out and just send love, just give us a hug and invite us to things. And I also got to shout out my pastor who pours out to me, who's not here, Pastor G. Lamar Stewart. He does amazing work, and I'm just grateful for all the connections that I do with him and all the connections and support that we get. Just thank y'all, and the work continues. The marathon continues. We're going to continue this great work in love. So God bless and thank you.
Great work in love. I'm going to ask Senator Art Haywood if he would close us out. Senator Haywood? I think Angela set it up.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of thank yous, and there's no amount of thank yous that can really share how we feel about all those who have given so much. those who are here with us who have given so much, those who are in organizations that are not here who have given so much. And so we just say thank you. And we also want to recommit ourselves, not just for the funding, but we want to recommit ourselves to our neighbors, to our loved ones, and that's it.
All right. Very good. Thank you all very much. Thank you. What do you want to do? Want to do a group photo? Okay. Everybody come up, come close like you love one another.
Oh, and I love y'all.
Thank you. That was dope right there. That was dope, man. That was blown away. I was blown away, Sherman. That's why I was so excited. I'm like, I want to take that Eddie Jordan's experience. But they were also too, like, they said that they was having a difficult day. They also was leading some stuff. I'm like, this is how they do a lot of great.